Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Darian. I love to film motherhood content on this channel. So I'm here to do a 23-week pregnancy update. So I was not feeling too good on Tuesday when I turned 23 weeks exactly. And I also had a doctor's appointment to which I was supposed to get checked. So let me explain. If you have not been following my journey, I am recently pregnant during this whole quarantine situation. And all of the doctor's appointments that I've had thus far has been with ultrasound techs, assistances, but never with an OBGYN. My last appointment was a telephone appointment, which lasted all of, I want to say 3 to 5 minutes, and I've already explained that in that 20-something week update for y'all. But I had an actual in-person appointment on Tuesday, and I was excited because I wanted to be able to speak with my OBGYN face to face and get all of the questions answered. 1, focusing on her echogenic focus. 2, inquiring about the labor and delivery tour. 3, inquiring about all of the different symptoms I was experiencing, such as like the lightning crotch and another symptom I've been having. So he answered all of those questions, but I want to start off with how the baby's doing. According to the app, she's about 11.5 inches long. She's about 1 pound, and she's the size of a healthy size mango. And I don't like mangoes. I like mango flavored stuff, but I don't like mangoes, so I thought that was funny. I have my notes here because, as we all know, at this point of your pregnancy, you just really can't remember half the things that's happening. So I keep a journal. So her eyes are starting to move underneath her eyelids. Her eyelids are still fused shut, but she's starting to recognize, I want to say, light through the stomach. So they say you can place a light on your stomach and she will be able to observe some light. She's kicking like crazy, and now I can actually see her kick through my belly, which is so nice. However, because she is growing and getting bigger and I carry small, when she moves or she lays in a position, she likes to focus on my right side of the abdomen. So my right side is always sensitive to the touch, but I'm starting to have limited lung capacity and it's hard to breathe, especially when I'm trying to lay down and get some rest. So last night I did not sleep well. My hips are hurting, and I had sciatica. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I had that with Bash, and I'm starting to feel those same symptoms, but it's becoming more intense. I did get my bigger maternity pregnancy pillow, and it's helping some, but I'm still in a lot of pain. I think it's because she was laying wrong too, that I couldn't really breathe last night, which means I couldn't get any good sleep. So let's get to the appointment. I show up to my appointment, and yes, on Tuesday morning, I want to say around 5 a.m., I was laying on my back and my head was somewhat elevated. And I started to have like this super dizzy feeling, to the point where it's like I felt like I was spinning around in circles. Like, you know, those little things at the playground where you, like, somebody pull it and you just go in circles. Like, I felt like I was on that, going a mile a minute. It was so scary. I could not move. I had to lay on my left side to try to alleviate some of the dizziness, and it took about 20 minutes for things to kind of subside, but I couldn't put my clothes on. I was very nauseous. My balance and equilibrium was off. My husband had to like get me dressed essentially so I can get ready to go to my appointment, but it was like I felt like I was just so sick. I'm like, that's weird. But the nights leading up to Tuesday morning, I was having like ear irritation. I was digging in my ears because I felt like something was in it and felt like I was in the water. And I have a history of having ear infections since I was little, so I don't enjoy going swimming per se unless I have earplugs, because I always got ear infections. I hate water in my ears, but it felt like I was under a pool of water and my ears was like filling up with fluid. That was like leading up to Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning is when I actually felt dizzy, and I'm like, that's weird. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention in my pregnancy updates, but I've been having severe nosebleeds, and it's mainly in my left nostril. I would just be sitting there and my nose would start bleeding, just dripping blood. So I always keep Kleenex nearby to catch it, but I thought that was strange. So I get to my point. I was scared to drive. I had drank a bunch of water and I ate some Cheerios to help with any kind of symptoms. So I was able to drive a little bit. Still wasn't feeling good, but I was able to drive. I get to the appointment and they have you pee in a cup to check to see if you have, I guess they make you pee in a cup every time. I did when I was pregnant with Bash, so it was pretty common. You see Bash right there. So I peed in a cup, but when I was trying to provide my sample, you know how you bend forward to make sure you're aiming correctly, I felt like I was about to fall forward. And I just literally had to just sit there, like, if it make it in, it make it in. That's how I was sitting on the toilet, because I could not bend forward to make sure I was, collecting the sample. So I'm like, okay, the dizziness still is not going away, but I notice it intensifies when I bend forward, I lean back, or if I'm like laying on my back and I like look over my shoulder, it intensifies. So I'm like, why am I so dizzy? So I was concerned about my blood pressure. So we get in there and I'm telling the nurse, can you please check my blood pressure, because I'm dizzy, I don't feel right. And she checked my blood pressure. She said it was a little on the low side, but it wasn't alarming. And the doctor informed me that because I'm 23 weeks pregnant, low blood pressure is pretty common in pregnancy at this stage, and it usually picks back up around 28 weeks. So he's going to monitor that. And my next appointment will be at the beginning of September, and that's when they'll test me for my anemia again, because I am anemic and I've been having weird cravings. So I wanted to inquire about that too, and he said they'll check it at the next appointment, because that's when I'm going to be running a bunch of other tests. Right now I'm 23 weeks and some of my symptoms are common for the stage that I'm in, but I feel like I'm anemic. I was anemic pre-pregnancy anyway, and I was on 2 iron pill supplements a day leading up to his birth. So I know that it's probably the situation, because I've been eating a lot of ice, and we are natural ice eaters in my family, but it picked up in the last couple weeks, and I've been wanting to eat, and don't judge me, but I've been wanting to eat this foam substance, the kind that come in like the bed cushions. I've been wanting to chew on that, and I have a history of wanting to eat that. I've eaten it before. So when I was looking that up, because that's like pica, it's called pica something, and it's when you start craving abnormal items to chew on because you're anemic. So I do feel like I'm anemic, and the levels are kicking back to where I'm having to have those adverse cravings. So I need to get that checked out. That's going to be checked out next time, and I'll let y'all know what they say about it. But I'm pretty sure that my anemia has kicked in. The prenatal pills that I'm taking right now don't necessarily have iron in them, so we'll see what they say. I've been constipated. If you clicked on this video, you know that there may be some TMI, so just fair warning. And with that, if you're straining too much, you can get a hemorrhoid. I'm suffering from that as well. So those Tux wipes that I showed y'all in my last haul video, I'm going to end up cracking those open, and I'll just repurchase them, because right now I'm uncomfortable. And that's also common during pregnancy, because you're constipated. It happens. So we get in the room. I'm asking him if I'm going to be able to go on a tour to see the hospital room that I'll be delivering in. He said, unfortunately, due to the situation that we're in, they're not offering hospital tours. But if I did go to the emergency in the emergency room, the hospital where I'll be delivering at, and I can request a tour, but I will have to do it at my own risk because, obviously people could be sick. So I'm going to decide not to do that. If I get the nerve or the desire to do it again as I approach my due date, then I'll reconsider. But they're not doing that. As of now, they're still only allowing one person in the room. And once that person is in, just like you can't leave. And even if a person try to step out and smoke, once they step foot out the hospital, they can't come back. And he told me that some moms, significant others, have walked out to smoke because they could not resist the urge to smoke, and they were unable to come back in and witness the delivery of their baby. So I was like, well, I don't have a problem with just having my husband there. Is actually better for me because last time so many people kept trying to come and it was overwhelming. So I don't mind. I wish my mom and my sister could be there because they're also my other big support system, but I'll FaceTime them. So my husband can only be there, and he did inform me that I'm going to have to be tested for what, the name scares me. So I am going to have to be tested for that. I can opt not to, but he said it's going to be people just being extra cautious around me because I haven't been tested. He suggests I do because it's reassuring, because if I don't have it, I don't have to worry about giving it to my baby. If I do have it, I will want to know so I don't give it to my baby. So I am going to get tested, even though I'm horrified of being poked or pricked by anything. And they said it feels like wasabi in the back of your nose, so I'm terrified of that. But I am going to go ahead and get tested in the delivery room to ensure that I don't have it, so I don't give it to my baby. And I'm going to ask my husband to be tested as well. While he's there, he's not going to be happy. He doesn't know I'm going to have him be tested, but he's going to be tested. And I asked him about the lightning crotch. He said, he started cracking up, and he said they consider it round ligament pain, and it's very common during pregnancy. He explained what the symptoms are, which hit the nail on the head, is what I was experiencing. And he said at that point it's because the baby is growing and she's pressing on a nerve that connects to the cervical canal, and that what causes the uncomfortable feeling, but it goes away instantaneous, but it's common. As far as the hemorrhoids, he said that was common. So it came time I asked him, was he's going to be the one delivering my baby, because how the doctor's office work that I'm insured with, they do on-call rotation. So he could be, but if I go in labor at a time that he's not on call, it could be another doctor that's working with the hospital that could deliver my baby. So I do not like that, because I had a very close relationship with Bash's doctor from day one. She did all my appointments. She did everything. And it was very personal. So this one is a whole new experience. And it's not because of the whole lockdown situation. This is how they work. So with that being said, I do plan to switch providers after I have the baby, just to ensure that when we are having another baby, that I get this consistent amount of treatment throughout my entire pregnancy. So all that to say is those questions has been answered. And then when it came time for me to lay down and see the baby, I lay back on the bed, and as soon as I lay back, I instantly got dizzy. I could not see. The room was spinning. My vision was off, and I couldn't even open my eyes at a point. So I saw the baby for, I want to say, less than 30 seconds. As soon as he placed the ultrasound thing on my belly, I saw her heartbeat, and I saw her kick on screen, and I felt it through my skin. But that was nice, but he had to stop and was like, you're testing my medical knowledge. By the way of your symptoms and what have you been experiencing from the time you gave your sample this morning, because they reported that to me, to right now. So all the symptoms you're explaining to me, I think you may have Meniere's disease. And I'm like, what? And he said, Meniere's disease. I said, what is that? And he said, it's not pregnancy related, but it's basically when the fluid in your ear gets too much, and when you're moving your head front, back, side to side, your equilibrium is thrown off, and the fluid in your ear is supposed to send messages to your brain to let you know when you're going front and back, side to side. And if it can't register in time, you start to get this dizzy vertigo feeling. So it's been happening, like I said, since that morning. So he laid me back. He had me flip around in the bed and lay my head into his hands, and he did like a test. And as soon as like he moved my head to the side while I'm laying down, I could feel, I don't know if I could feel the fluid, but I could feel the rush of dizziness happening. Same thing with my left side. I could feel the rush of dizziness happening. So I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm very nauseous every time I feel this dizzy sensation, and it's uncomfortable and I'm scared. He was like, I'm going to have to refer you to an ear, nose, and throat specialist so they can evaluate you and do a test on you. But I am pretty sure you got it. I hope I'm wrong. But everything that you're experiencing and the test that I just did on you lets me know that you may have Meniere's disease, and there's no cure for it. There are supplements you could take to help alleviate some of the nauseous feeling that you get from being dizzy and help the motion sickness. But once you have it, you have it. Your body will get used to it over time. But right now, since it's so new, I haven't been diagnosed yet, but because it's so new that I could have a attack at any moment, and that's risky when you're pregnant because your balance is already kind of thrown off being pregnant. But now it's like I got a toddler. I can't really bend forward because I get dizzy. I got to squat and like keep my head leveled. So it's stressful and exhausting being mindful of how I maneuver around. I can't lay on my back. So she's more active when I lay on my back. Can't lay on my back. I have to be elevated. My head got to kind of be upright. And if I am laying down, I have to be completely turned to my side and my head facing the same direction. If I'm laying on my side and I like look over my shoulder, it's like all over again. So I'm so stressed out. I really hope I don't have it. I have an appointment with the ear, nose, and throat specialist in a few weeks. It's going to be a video appointment, and based off what I explained to him and the questions or whatever, they're going to let me know if I need to come in immediately so I can be further evaluated. And they said if it gets so bad to the point, because it can be debilitating in your life, like it's really intruding. And they said some people even get on SSI because it's that bad that it's intruding in their life that bad. So I hope I don't have it, but right now I'm pretty sure I got something going on. So I've been so stressed out, and they said another symptom leading up to it is the fatigue, and I've been extremely tired to the point where I'm like unable to get up and put my face on, don't really want to like work or do anything. I'm just so tired. And it's like, okay, I was tired when I was pregnant with Bash before, but I've never been this tired before, so it all makes sense now. So y'all just keep me in your prayers. Just hope that I don't have this vertigo. Essentially, it's vertigo, and if I don't have it, hopefully I just had a dizzy spell. But he said I have to stay hydrated. I have to drink an enormous amount of water. Sometimes your diet can contribute to a dizzy spell, so I'm gonna have to reevaluate how I'm eating, which sucks because I'm already a picky eater and I'm not a foodie. So all the healthy extra stuff I don't really care for, but I'm gonna have to buckle down and try. I'm so stressed out. So yeah, I'm trying to be mindful of how things work. I feel a little better today. I have a little bit more energy this morning than I did the last 2 days, but I will let y'all know as this unfolds. And if I don't have it, I'll let you know what he says. If I do have it, I'll let you know how I'm going to have to go about adjusting my lifestyle to accommodate this diagnosis. But right now it's been rough. It's been very interesting. So yeah, that's my 23 weeks. I do want to let y'all know I have a couple videos that I'm excited to be filming for y'all. I may film another video while I'm looking halfway decent and while I got the energy, so you may see me in the same outfit in another video, but don't judge me. It's so I can get this content out to y'all. If you enjoyed this, and go ahead, subscribe to my channel if you are not already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat for when I post, and subscribe to my TikTok, Instagram, and hit this like button for future videos. I'll see y'all next time.